Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Whoa. Welcome to the show.
Bazinga.
Bazinga. Great to be with you. Thanks for tuning in today. We're in the batter's box. It's baseball playoff time. And I love baseball. Haven't been able to watch a lick of it, unfortunately. And I have a little story about baseball players. Yeah, you'll see. Dr. Burke was going to be on in the first hour. He just called in. Something turned up and can't make it. So we'll take care of this first hour. And then Dr. Cass Ingram will be along in the second. Believe me, there are more things to talk about than I have sense. Usually it's like I always, my mom always tended to, when she prepared meals, always made more than what was needed. And that's how I produced the show. That's just what I learned from her. Yeah, it's all good.
They don't know how true that is.
No,
there's times when we're doing the show, and then you'll send me articles and stuff, and I'll be like, oh, he's only going to do 3 articles. By the end of the hour, I think sometimes I've had up to 7.
I know. It just works out like that. And Steven's here, and that voice you just heard was just coming out of the ether was Josh.
Yeah, no, I'm not the caveman from the Geico commercials.
No, you're not the caveman.
No.
So we got the crew here. You're there. I'm here. It's all good. And 877-897-8255 is a toll-free number. And, you never know who you bump into. And so this morning I was in Starbucks, and I was getting ready to leave, and I saw this gentleman sitting there, and he said hello, and I nodded. I said, how are you doing today? He said, drinking my coffee. And he mentioned something about coffee, and I started going, it's all I need. And I started telling him about all the studies about coffee. Turns out he's a listener of Let's Talk Nutrition. And likes the show. Nice man. Very nice. Yeah, it's all good. We love doing this show. It's 5 days a week, 2 hours a day live. It is syndicated across the United States, including Hawaii, so it does air at different times in different markets. You have to check your local listings. Oh, boy. Yeah. It was a long day. Yeah, you get caught up in some, I always talk about moderation, and I talk about it for a lot of reasons. One, I'm trying to raise our consciousness about it, and I need to remind myself to be more moderate in my work and whatnot. I tend to not do that at times. Do 12, 14-hour work days like yesterday, 9 o'clock in the morning I was up till midnight working. Kid you not. I'm not telling you that because I'm complaining or we want you to feel sorry for me. It's that I'm reminding myself I shouldn't always do that. It's not good to do that. And I don't do it every day. I don't put 12, 14-hour work days in every day, but yesterday was one of them. But I was telling Josh that I didn't feel fatigued. I felt a sense of achievement and accomplishment. And I met deadlines and got things in and whatnot. It was good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do. It's one of the best feelings in the world. I've been drawing lately, just, I don't know, to kill time, kill anxiety. You get anxious and bored and you want to be creative. I picked up a pad and a pencil. I haven't drawn in years, and I just picked it right up, started doing it. And by the time I get done with it, I want to show it off.
Yeah, it's therapeutic, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then between my working yesterday, I was practicing my music, doing my, trying to get back to where I'm at, where I was. It's not easy.
Same here with my guitar, man.
It's all good. See, these are therapeutic things to do. And I didn't watch one lick of football yesterday. Not one frame.
You didn't have to if you were on Facebook at all.
I didn't go what Facebook. What Facebook? I was at my desk is my kitchen table. I have this wonderful office. You think I go in there and work? No. Since I was a boy, I've been working at the kitchen table. I love the kitchen table. I don't know. All right. 877-897-8255. 877-897-8255. Enough about me. What do you think about me? No.
Shower me with your compliments.
I'm just kidding. Location. Well, in real estate, that's good. You want to buy a house. Location, right? You want to... It's always that. Well, what would location have to do with your immune system? Really? This comes out of Flanders Inter-University Institute for Biotechnology. And the headline on the study was, and I'm not making this up, where you live shapes your immune system more than your genes. Wait a second. Are you telling me our immune system is about geography? Well, let's listen and see. They said that similar to fingerprints, immune systems vary from person to person. That makes sense. We are all biologically unique. And although we inherit this unique set of genes that define us and help us to respond to infections, there have been some studies more recently that have found that our history and environment, such as where and with whom we are living, are responsible, are you ready, for 60 to 90% of the differences that we can identify between individual immune systems. And the genetics accounts for the rest, which could be anywhere from 20 to 40%. Wow. Location, where and with whom you live. Here's what one of the Dr. Adrian Liston, Dr. Adrian Liston was the lead researcher in the study and said, quote, just like it took a while to crack the genetic code, we're finally starting to crack the immune code. And we're shifting away from the simplistic idea that there is only one type of immune system, close quote. Dr. Liston went on to say, quote, diversity isn't just programmed into our genes. It emerges from how our genes respond to the environment, close quote. This gets you into the arena of epigenetics, right? Epigenetics doesn't deal with, it doesn't presume that environmental factors will change the, it affects the expression of the genes. It doesn't affect the, what you actually inherit, but how the genes will express or otherwise behave. They said that long-term infections, for example, are responsible for most of the differences between different individual immune systems. For example, if a person gets infected with with herpes or shingles, a virus, that's a particular virus, the virus then has more opportunities to do what? Engage you and interact with your immune system. Those kind of interactions, little by little, change the cellular makeup then of your immune system to the extent that it makes your immune system then more sensitive to that particular virus, herpes zoster virus or whatever it may be. But it's also easier for other infections to slip past its defenses. They said that people without these infections don't experience cellular changes. They don't. And even with the occasional cold or fever, the immune system stays, they stay relatively healthy over time. This is interesting stuff. The exception, though, is with elderly. When I come back, I'll explain and unpack this a little bit more. I find this rather intriguing. And then they said, remember I just said, where you live and with whom? When I come back, I'll tell you what they found about with whom you live and immune system. That's why I love doing this show. Not one day goes by I don't learn something. I would never have thought that location and with whom you live is shaping your immune system to the extent that it even makes it more unique and different from everybody else, for better or for worse. That sounds like a marriage vow to me. I'll steer clear. I'll be back.
At Nordic Naturals, we know that a commitment to deliver the world's safest, most effective omega oils requires an exceptional process. That's why we manage every step of production, from boat to bottle. That includes sustainably sourcing wild-caught fish from well-managed fisheries. It means using state-of-the-art equipment and technology at our manufacturing plant in Arctic Norway. Nordic Naturals bottles and encapsulates our omega-3s at our own facility and carefully ships products from our eco-friendly headquarters in California. The result? Nordic Naturals products have received more than 40 awards for taste, innovation, and product excellence. You can trust the quality of Nordic Naturals products and know you're getting all the health benefits omega-3 fish oils offer. Nordic Naturals' high-quality, great-tasting omega-3s make staying healthy easier for you and your family. When choosing an omega-3 fish oil product, choose the #1 fish oil in the U.S. Choose Nordic Naturals. Available at natural product retailers or online at nordicnaturals.com.
Are you waking up each day to the life you have to live or to the life you want to live? Better health shouldn't be left to chance. Smart choices to living longer and stronger include making Kyolic aged garlic extract a part of your daily routine. For years, medical researchers have recommended adding Kyolic to the diet as a powerful tool to enhancing overall heart and immune health. Recent clinical studies at UCLA Medical Center using Kyolic suggest that garlic may slow plaque formation in the arteries and support healthy cholesterol and homocysteine levels. Previous research also shows Kyolic may enhance your immune system defenses. Kyolic is organic, odorless, and the only antioxidant garlic supplement available worldwide. Maintaining a healthier you could extend your life. Your wellness begins with Kyolic aged garlic extract. Available everywhere fine nutritional supplements are sold. Visit kyolic.com. That's KYOLIC.com. Or call 1-800-421-2998 for a free sample today.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Still looking for your fountain of youth? It's Zinnia. Look no further than the beauty aisle of your favorite health and nutrition store. Zinnia is the newest product from Form Essentials, the brand that brought you solace. So you know it's filled with the highest quality ingredients. Many cosmetic products only treat topically, while Zinnia addresses aging and hair loss from within. Formulated to support the growth of radiant hair, skin, and nails, Zinnia is sure to help you turn back the hands of time and assist you in aging gracefully. Zinnia provides a spectrum of key vitamins and other evidence-based natural ingredients such as alpha-lipoic acid, biotin, and collagen and elastin peptides, all combined in one capsule for your convenience. By promoting beauty from the inside out, you're strengthening your cells and creating a lasting enhancement to your natural beauty. Zinnia fits into your daily routine and can be taken to boost your current cosmetic products. Available now at leading health and nutrition stores. Ask for Zinnia by name. Start taking Zinnia hair, skin, and nails today and get ready to look amazing. Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Urban Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Location, location, location. Apparently that moves beyond real estate and implicates your immune system. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Interesting study that's trending today. These researchers have figured out that location, where you live, and maybe even with whom you live, accounts for about 60 to 80% of the differences between people's immune systems. My God. And not genetics. Genetics then would account for what? That would be 20 to 40%. Yeah, I mean, this really is intriguing. It turns out here that I'm looking for this one quote, the exception with respect to this business of the immune system becoming in contact with different microorganisms. They said that people without the kinds of infections that we get for cold and flus, for example, if without those infections, your immune system doesn't experience any cellular changes. And even with occasional cold or fever, they said their immune systems stay relatively stable over time, except for one particular group. That would be the elderly. The investigators said that they haven't determined exactly why age may play such an extensive role in making our immune systems more unique, but they have shown that aging changes how the immune system responds to threats. It seems that as we get older, and the thymus gradually stops making T cells. These are the cells that are on the front line in fighting off an infection. T means from thyroid, from thymus, right? And people are more likely to get sick and less likely to respond to vaccines. And beyond T cells, aging seems to change the way the immune systems react. And a Dr. Michelle Linterman said a lot of diseases that are associated with aging have an inflammatory component, which suggests there is likely immune involvement. She said that understanding how the immune system changes with age is going to be hugely important for treating age-related diseases in the future. Now, this is what really caught my attention. Differences can be overcome. However, studies of people living together have shown that air quality, food, stress levels, sleep patterns, and lifestyle choices will combine and create a combined effect on the immune responses. And the one example they gave was couples who cohabitate, who live together, have more similar immune systems compared to the general public. Now, what in the devil do you make of that? Living together with another, you end up, your immune systems being very similar. I wonder why. I have no clue. Do you? 877-897-8255. My goodness. Where you live, how you live, and all of those variables, the confluence of them, even cohabitating with someone, influences the differences between individuals and their immune systems, not so much the genetics.
It's pretty crazy how adaptive human beings are, isn't it?
That's one of the premier principles of evolution. You don't adapt,
you die.
You perish. We've seen many examples of that, plants and animals. The ability to adapt. Darwin, we often speak of geniuses. That
Only when we're referring to ourselves, though.
not me. No, I'm the guy with a lot of books for dummies. Listen,
And I borrow them.
listen. Think about what Darwin did. His ideas. I mean, he talked about these things in a theoretical way, and then went to Galapagos Islands and started collecting his data and observing and watching. It's just remarkable. What a remarkable mind. That is a genius. Believe you me. I mean,
And well ahead of his time, too.
well ahead of everything, quite frankly. And all these years, his theories has been confirmed, reconfirmed, confirmed over yet again and again and again.
It never ceases to amaze me how the human body works, especially at such a deep level as the molecular level. Like, I can't believe that every fiber of our being, adapts. Nothing's
Every
left
cell.
untouched.
And it all begins and ends on a cellular level, metabolically, physiologically, and on and on. Just a cell, a human cell, or cell from any species of animal or plant is a miracle. Just one cell. So, we don't want to lose sight of any of that. Great and appreciate, right?
We could easily too, because to us we're just like, this is just what we got to do to live where we need to live, But it's easy to forget that every part of you is adapting while you're thinking that.
Well, and some people fight it. So the other day, I think it was on a Saturday, I was taking a break and I turned on the TV and there was a baseball game on. Major League Baseball. I love baseball. And I looked at the pitcher and I said, is this a commercial for Weight Watchers? He was at least 270, 250, at least. He looked like a condominium throwing a ball.
Or a lineman.
When I come back, I'm going to tell you about baseball players and the obesity epidemic.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit TakeSolace.com. Solace, for healthy sleep naturally.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering, you're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
As expression in baseball, heavy hitters. Well, they've taken it literally now, and they've gone too far, I think. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Heavy hitters indeed. Turns out that the obesity rates among professional baseball players is soaring. Wow. Major League Baseball players, this study's coming out of Penn State University. And yeah, this is not somebody in a basement just putting stuff on the internet. This is Penn State, right? Major League Baseball players becoming overwhelmingly overweight and obese over the last 25 years, according to the researchers from Penn State. What these researchers found was that the athletes' weight held steady for about 100 years. And then came along the junk food, with the majority of them weighing in at what is considered normal weight. That is, they had a body mass index somewhere between 18.5 and 24.9. Then something strange began to happen. When? About 1991, they've identified the time start. The average player's BMI started to get bigger, larger. And over the last quarter century, nearly, are you ready? 80% of baseball players fall into the overweight or obese category with a BMI over 25. Now, in fairness, you can be very muscular. Muscle weighs more than fat. And be pretty fit, and then have a BMI that would indicate that you are obese because of the weight. Muscle weighs more than fat. And if you have somebody who's really muscular. But when this one, a week or so ago, when I was watching this one pitcher, I'm not throwing any under, I'm not going to even name the team or the player because I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. He was at least 250. You probably know who it is. He was, pardon the expression, huge. I mean, and he was wailing that ball. I started to, I said, wait a minute. And then I started paying more attention, and I started to see that some of the players really are big. Not necessarily muscular big, but just fat. A couple things to take away from this. What does this tell you? Baseball players during baseball season and pre-baseball season are very active. There's a lot of travel, movement, playing, exercise, and they're still getting overweight or obese. What does that tell you? I've been telling you for years. Exercise is not the best predictor for weight loss. It's important, but it's not the best predictor. Diet is. And then diet and exercise together represent the best predictors.
Yeah, the guys of today don't have the excuse the guys in the early 90s did with it was the roid area. So once they got
Josh, they have nutritionists on the teams.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
and
does
dietitians.
Does that factor into it at all?
What the hell? This would be like having a priest around so you don't commit sin, right? They got the nutritionists and the dietitians, registered RDs, on these teams, coaching and helping, and what? And they're still becoming overweight or obese.
Just not listening.
Exactly. They're non-compliant.
I should rephrase it and say at least those guys back in the early 90s had that excuse.
And the science of nutrition is so advanced now. You would think, and forget about baseball, what about the football players? My God, those linemen? No, I'm sorry. To me, that's not a representation of fitness and health. It's just no. And I think that these teams, I'm going to catch some flack for this, I'm sure, but it's an exploitation of these men, telling them to gain weight. And you're not going to put on 50 pounds of muscle, my friend, in 1 year. Not going to happen. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your genes are. You can have the genes of the Almighty, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Maybe with the Almighty, yes, everything's possible. But we're only human. We're just other organisms on the planet.
That 50 pounds should take a few years, right?
It take 50 pounds of muscle?
Yeah, that's a lot of muscle.
That's a lot of muscle, brother.
Yeah.
50 pounds of fat, I can get that on you, no problem.
Couple months.
I'd do that very easily. I can get 50 pounds of fat on you like nobody's business. But you don't want fat, you want muscle. So they're not fit. They're really not fit. It's crazy. So since 1991, 80% of baseball players have become either overweight or obese. 877-897-8255. You see how, metaphorically speaking, the obesity infectious, this obesity epidemic has become? It has found its way into all sectors of our society.
And baseball being the most confusing, it's a game of speed. Like, why would you need the extra weight?
To hit. It's physics.
Yeah, you better hit a home run because I don't think
physics.
You're making it to first base.
You got more power in physics, but some of the Stephen might know, what's the fantastic hitter for the Detroit Tigers, the Cuban guy?
Cabrera?
Unbelievable. He's a little chunky, right? Can you find a picture of Cabrera?
Yeah, I sure
Detroit.
could.
Find a picture of him. He's a little chunky. He is a phenomenal baseball player. And he can hit that ball like crazy. I don't know what his batting average is right now. It's got to be off the charts. Always.
He's a big guy.
He is huge. Look at him. Show a picture of him.
I'll get
Find
it
him.
up on the stream here.
If you can watch the show at letstalknutrition.com. Now, he looks like in pretty good shape to me, but he is just big.
Yeah, he doesn't look fat or anything like that. He just looks
See
like
if you can get some
solid
stats on him, what his weight is. His weight and height and weight. He got a lot of power, man. He can smack that ball.
Here you go.
Look at him.
Yeah, that's a solid guy.
That's a big dude right there, man. And he's not fat. Look at him.
He's a 33, 6'4", weighs 240.
Thank you very much.
6'4",
6'4", 240 pounds. He's a hitting machine, man.
I bet he has his own time code.
He's living in another zone.
Area code, too.
Really like that pair. We'll be back.
Exclusively from Natural Factors.
I'm Dr. Michael Murray. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to talk with you about PGX, a truly revolutionary natural product that works perfectly to help get at the core issues that make weight loss so difficult. PGX is a clinically proven way to help people to achieve their ideal body weight that is safe and natural. PGX leads to a dramatic reduction in the glycemic index of any food or meal. It also ultimately causes the release of compounds that achieve two important goals in weight loss. One, telling your brain that you're satisfied so you eat less, and two, improving the action of the hormone insulin. If you've ever tried to lose weight and failed, it's not your fault. You just need the tremendous support that PGX can provide. For more information on making your weight loss dream a near effortless reality, please go to pgx.com.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymedica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymedica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust. Battling sinus, bronchial disorders, allergies, and other seasonal irritants can be a constant struggle, making this the season when you need Oreganol P73 the most, nature's most powerful natural remedy. Get the blast of wild nature you need with the only wild Mediterranean oregano extract, Oreganol P73 from North American Herb & Spice. After being tested, both the USDA and the FDA agree Oreganol P73 is powerful. North American Herb & Spice knows it's powerful as well and knows P73 is just what you need. When you take P73, you'll experience its cleansing power. You'll smell the fresh mountain-grown aroma and feel its effectiveness. The Greeks used wild oregano for their health, not just spice, and called it Oroganos, the delight of the mountain. Oreganol P73 is 100% wild, hand-picked Mediterranean oregano. Do not accept cheap imitations made from farm-raised or non-oregano species. Use Oreganol P73 and stay healthy all year long. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace for a good night's rest naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, From Seed to Shelf, New Chapter, The Benefit of Nature's Wisdom, Yerba Prima, Pioneers in Internal Cleansing, Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. If you just tuned into the show, thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate you doing that, spending some time here. We're here for a couple of hours every day, Monday through Friday, and we're happy to do it. By the way, Miguel Cabrera, I was just reporting on a story about baseball players. Since 1991, 80% of baseball players have become overweight or obese. Miguel Cabrera is anything but obese. He's just big. 240, 6'4", 240 pounds. His average lifetime batting average is 320. He's right now hitting 316. He's had 4 home runs in the last, 4 games? 7 games. He's a hitting machine. Now, when you look at him, he's big, really big. These baseball players, many of them are big, but not big like he is. They're just fat. Some are now technically obese. Again, in fairness, muscle weighs more than fat. You could technically be obese on a BMI scale and just be carrying a lot of muscle. But I'm not seeing a lot of that.
He's well on his way to 500 home runs. He's got 38 for the year so far.
Amazing.
2016, 38 home runs.
And he's 33?
Yeah, I believe so.
33 or 34?
Yeah, 33.
33 years old. Amazing. Anyway, children. I promised 5 years ago I would do more stories on kids, and I have. I kept my promise, and I have become really now truly dedicated to trying to educate, inform, and report on stories about children and their health. We all know that the future of any culture, of any society, is found in the children, as that's the way it is. And now children are growing up with adult diseases because of the obesity epidemic. I didn't get to this story last week, but it was trending. I'm going to report on it now, though. Turns out, I have people challenged me when I see them in person. They say, "You said on the air that these kids are taking high blood pressure medications." I said, "They are." They find it incredulous. I don't make these things up. I'm not going to tarnish my brand by saying stupid or untrue things. Childhood hypertension associated with cognitive issues. That was the headline. Hypertension, they reported, more commonly known as high blood pressure, has increased, I'm quoting, significantly in children, paralleling the current childhood obesity epidemic, close quote. This comes out of Elsevier. They said that although we know that adult hypertension can affect the brain, little research has been done on the cognitive effects of childhood hypertension. So here's the sequence: becoming obese, experiencing hypertension from the obesity, affecting the way your brain functions, the cognitive function. And these researchers are now collecting data showing that hypertension is associated with issues in children and adolescents, cognitive functioning. Unbelievable. One of the researchers in the study, Dr. Land, said, "We wanted to make sure that if we found differences between children with and without hypertension, it was likely associated with hypertension itself and not any of these other factors." The researchers found that children with hypertension performed worse on cognitive tests that measured visual and verbal memory, processing speed, and verbal skills. This was published in the Journal of Pediatrics. Furthermore now, more children with sleep issues have what? Hypertension. And of course, when you're sleep deprived, the brain doesn't work well. I'm not surprised they're not doing well on these tests, these cognitive tests, where they're trying to measure cognition and executive function, generally. They said, and I'm quoting, "The children with hypertension were not cognitively impaired, but rather performing less well than children without hypertension." It's not as if they have fallen off the rails altogether. It's that they're not performing up to par cognitively speaking. That affects of course, their performance at school, which affects their self-esteem, and so on and so on. And it all tracks back to being obese.
Wow. It's already tough enough with all the distractions, cell phones, video games, things like that, to for a kid to learn even, and to add that to it, man, I'm surprised they make it out of grade school.
And there's more pressure on kids. Parents, sometimes trying to do a good thing, do something that's not good for the children. They put so much pressure on these kids to perform, have tutors. Instead of taking summer vacation, they put them through some intense, rigorous program of taking courses at home with a tutor or whatever, so that they can compete, so they can get into these big universities and this and that. These are the people, of course, the parents who can afford it. And then you have the children who, from less financially, how can I say, well-off families that just have to try to get along and even get good food for that matter. There's a lot going on here with these kids. 17% of adolescents are obese, man. Children and adolescents, 17%, 25% are overweight or obese. Oh, my.
That's shocking, even for adults.
What are we doing? I've been on. I'm worn out from the rants that I've been on with these. I can't even work up a rant anymore. It's exhausting. I don't know. I just don't know.
Don't you say it's about what was it? It's not why we should do it. It's how.
Right. How do we turn this around? They're trying to figure it out. It's a safe the combination to the safe they cannot crack. And what's ironic is that we know so much about what causes obesity. We know so much. You think if you knew the causes, you'd be able to figure out how to go after it. Can't seem to put it together. We'll be back. Dr. Cass Ingram will be along. Now, there's a guy that always brings a little bit of intrigue and entertainment to the conversation.
Yeah, you want to rant?
We'll see what it. You don't have to stoke that fire too much.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by today. Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest in this portion of the show. I'm going to set this up with him. I'm going to get him to react to a story that's trending today about location. No, this is not a real estate show. But location associated with your immune system. Wow. Turns out that where you live, they said, this comes out of Flanders Inter-University Institute for Biotechnology. And they said that where you live shapes your immune system more than your genes. Really? Like fingerprints, immune systems will vary from person to person. They're unique for each individual. That's not surprising. We are biologically unique. And although we inherit a unique set of genes from our parents that will help us respond to infections, for example, studies are finding that our history and environment, such as where and with whom we live, are, they said, and I'm quoting, responsible for 60 to 80% of the differences between individual immune systems, while genetics accounts for the rest, close quote. That would be 20 to 40%. And Dr. Adrian Liston, who headed up the study, said, just like it took a while to crack the genetic code, we're finally starting to crack the immune code. And we're shifting away from the simplistic idea that there is only one type of immune system. Dr. Liston said diversity isn't just programmed into our genes. It emerges from how our genes respond to the environment, close quote. In the arena of epigenetics, which deals with environmental factors and their influence on the expression or how genes behave. Expression of genes or how they behave. This was really interesting to me. They said a number of things in here in this study. I'm trying to find the one passage that differences. Now, understanding how the immune system changes with age is going to be hugely important for treating age-related diseases in the future. It turns out that aging is a factor that starts to affect the way our immune systems behave. And with the elderly, this becomes especially problematic. And they're trying to figure out why it is that the T cells seem not to want to renew themselves as people age. Those T cells are the frontline fighters to deal with infection. And what they said was that even it's not only where you live, but even with whom you live. And they found that people who cohabitate, who live together, what they discovered was that their immune systems were more similar than not. Really? Why would that be? Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest. Dr. Ingram is in the world of natural health and medicine, has been for many decades. Dr. Ingram, what do you make of this study? I'm curious as to what you think.
Well, stress is associated with the onset of quite a few diseases, including, cancer and heart disease, the number 1 and 2 killers. So the environment that you're existing within does have a big role to play. Although you can create your own environment, you can overpower the stress process by, sort of healing within and taking a different attitude to whatever happens. So studies are going to show whatever they're going to show. I don't get too fired up about those kinds of studies, but
Why?
There's some truth to it.
Why not?
Well, because I do think you can overpower your environment by your attitude. So there is truth in it. If you allow these things to influence you, if you allow the stress to get to you, it can take you down.
Are you suggesting that cohabitating is stressful?
Well, it can be. Yeah, of course. Well, do I have to suggest it? But it's all based on how I had several patients in the old days. I could not convince them to take a different attitude to their habitations. And so they remained in their stress syndrome, psyched out to the max. And some of them were being abused, but they just couldn't look at it differently. That's all I'm saying. If you just look at it differently, if you take a different attitude, if you smile no matter what happens, if you laugh at yourself a little bit, it just makes life a lot easier. So the study is relevant but irrelevant.
Here's what's intriguing to me about this study. What they discovered, I don't know how exactly they did it because I couldn't get the full study, but they found that the immune systems of people who cohabitated were more similar in their nature than those who did not cohabitate together.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Why? Why would living with somebody cause your immune system to be more similar to theirs? In other words,
you're both activating each other with whatever you got in your body. You're in close contact, and who knows how many ways. So, plus same maybe diet, same
lifestyle,
environment, lifestyle, but that's not a surprise. I just make the point that your environment has some influence on you, but your mind is more powerful than all the environments in the world. That's your real environment. And that kind of leads into what we're going to talk about, preventing some of these major killers as best we can, heart disease and cancer. And so we do have the immune system issue. We can cohabitate an immune system, apparently. But I like to cohabitate with the, bloodstream filled with oregano oil. Anyway.
I know.
I mean, there are things you can do that are simple, naturalistic things, homeopathy or natural cures, that can offer tremendous protection for you within your family environment.
Okay.
And so on. Yeah.
You mentioned homeopathy, and I'm not doing this for shock effect, but the Australian government is a breath away from banning it in their country. You know that, right?
Yes. Well, I know the Australian pharmaceutical cartel. You got an island there, and they got it locked down. But they'll ban anything that stands in the way of their drugs. That's all that is. If you look at the medical textbooks, because I'm writing this textbook on natural cures now, if you start looking, okay, so here's coronary artery disease, here's hypertension, here's arthritis, here's fibromyalgia, here it is. And they get a little write-up in the textbook, and then it comes to treatment modalities. It's just all drugs, all pharmaceuticals, promoting the big pharmaceutical houses. They don't even mention diet, except in passing. Yet if I go to a textbook from 1940, before Big Pharma had a stranglehold, you know what they put in the Art of Science of Nutrition by Howley and Garden? He puts diet therapy after each disease. Diet therapy, because they could correct these diseases with nutritionally dense foods.
What was the name of it? What were the authors of the textbook?
This is a fascinating book, The Art and Science of Nutrition by Howley and Garden. Fascinating. Diet therapy. And so what we're really seeing is the opposite of what should be done. Everything that you do when you go pursue the medical man, they give you the opposite of what you need.
The Art and Science of?
The Art and Science of Nutrition.
All right. We're going to...
Howley and Garden should be in your library. The era of the book. The era of the book. I have it in my hands.
When we come back, we'll flash it up on the screen. We'll be right back.
If you've ever had digestive issues slow you down, it's time to live digestively with the #1 high-potency probiotic, Ultimate Flora. Because with 50 billion live cultures inside you, life feels a little lighter, a little livelier, a little more you. No matter where life takes you, live digestively with Ultimate Flora probiotics from Renew Life. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. #1 probiotic brand with 15 billion or more cultures based on annual sales. How can a sweet little fruit gummy help you live digestively? Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies put the ultimate natural digestive support to work inside you to help you feel a little lighter, a little more you. And if raspberry lemonade's a little more you, feel bubbly in a good way with Ultimate Flora Probiotic Fizzy Drink Mix. Ultimate Flora Probiotic Gummies and Fizzy Drink Mix. 2 great ways to live digestively, deliciously. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
As a family-owned company since 1968, Now Foods has spent the last 46 years building a legacy in the natural health industry as a trusted leader. Now provides a comprehensive approach to wellness by offering more than 1,400 high-quality health foods, supplements, sports nutrition, and personal care products at an affordable price. Now believes that natural is better. They don't use artificial colors, flavors, or sweeteners, and they offer many vegetarian, organic, and gluten-free products. Their foods are all non-GMO. Since their beginning, Now has grown to become an award-winning leader in the natural health industry. But one thing has never changed: their commitment to providing the highest quality products at the best value to empower people to lead healthier lives. High quality doesn't have to mean high price. From essential oils to amino acids, multivitamins to natural sweeteners, Now has you covered. To find a store near you that carries Now products, or for more information, visit nowfoods.com. That's nowfoods.com.
Natural Factors presents.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Murray. How would you like to feel more calm, centered, and alert with greater mental focus and clarity? Pharma-GABA, a special natural form of the major brain chemical GABA, can help. Our brain can naturally produce GABA, but sometimes we don't produce enough, so taking it as a supplement can give your brain a GABA boost. Pharma-GABA is a clinically proven form that is considerably more effective than other forms. Pharma-GABA produces favorable changes in brainwave patterns as well as a dramatic reduction in markers of stress, including salivary cortisol levels. Pharma-GABA is fast-acting, with feelings of calmness and mental focus experienced within 5 minutes of taking Pharma-GABA. So, if you want to feel calmer with greater mental clarity and focus and need a fast-acting help to cope with a stressful day, give Pharma-GABA a try. I think you'll be glad you did.
When you're passionate about your health, that passion leads to the knowledge that exercise and a healthy diet are not always enough. Sometimes you need the extra nutritional boost that only supplements can provide. If you are looking for the leading national brands of vitamins, supplements, health and beauty, weight loss, or sports nutrition products, look no further than Vitamin Discount Center. Voted best independent chain by Vitamin Retailer Magazine, Vitamin Discount Center has been a trusted and valuable nutrition resource to the Tampa Bay area for over 15 years. With daily savings up to 50%, Vitamin Discount Center offers the best prices on the highest quality nutritional supplements. Not only will you find unbeatable value, your visit includes access to a staff educated on the application of products to help equip you with the products and information you need to proactively improve your health. To locate the store nearest you, visit vitamindiscountcenter.com, as well as access to articles on popular health topics, promotions, events, and thousands of products to shop from right at home. Your search for an affordable solution to better health is finally over. Vitamin Discount Center. For life, for less.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Now Foods. Our products work. American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Renew Life, the digestive care company. Country Life, a leader and authority in natural health and nutrition. Enzymedica, the enzyme experts. North American Herb and Spice, the only oregano oil you can take on a daily basis. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Dr. Cass Ingram's my guest. He just referenced a textbook and found it. The edition that I found was the third edition. It's The Art and Science of Nutrition, a textbook on the theory and application of nutrition. What edition do you have, Dr. Ingram?
Well, I've got the 1941 publication.
That's probably the first edition.
Yeah, I think so. But no, this is yeah, exactly. Now, here's the situation. All major diseases are directly tied to nutritional deficit. And when we talk about cardiovascular disease, hypertension, arthritis, when we talk about skin disorders, when we talk about the cancers, you are dealing with gross nutritional deficiency. And this was demonstrated in this book for arthritis and for skin diseases in particular, that whether it was seborrheic dermatitis, vitiligo, or dermatitis at large, psoriatic-type lesions, eczema, dry skin, scaly skin, joint inflammation, joint degeneration, cardiovascular onset, that they were able to reverse it by, using diet therapy.
You know what's interesting, too, Dr. Ingram? It didn't go unnoticed to me. Estelle Carden, Grace Howley, two women writing a book back in 1941 on nutrition. That is groundbreaking in and of itself.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Yeah. How did you come upon the book? Was it serendipitous in doing some research you came upon it, or what?
This book was a part of a massive accumulation by a dentist. His whole house was books and every kind of medical instrument. Well, Hollywood came in and bought all the medical instruments, but they couldn't get rid of the books. So they approached me and said, I've got 1,000 books. I started seeing these books in there, I said, I'll buy them all. Because, they were all pre-1960s medical books.
And so you started going through them and you came across it.
Yes.
What can I ask what your reaction was when you found the book and you opened it, you cracked it, and you started leafing through it? What was your reaction?
It motivated me to change the paradigm, that it's time that we republish this knowledge. That's what struck me. It's got to be known. I keep finding the word diet therapy in there, and I don't ever see it. I started going through medical textbooks. In passing, they say diet may play a role.
Yeah. By the way, when did nutrition become an alternative therapy?
When Big Pharma took over, and the Rockefeller family and everybody, and they destroyed the homeopathic schools, they destroyed the herbal medicine schools, they destroyed the platform, so that people got to, the propaganda got into the mind that diet is silly and it's nothing. And you have to go to the doctor, you got to get the big drugs, the pharmaceutical, the cortisones, the big antibiotics. And, I've proven that that's not true. I've proven through thousands of case histories that if you get somebody, early enough before they're on 10, 15 medications, and they come and they're stable, I can treat them with diet therapy. I can treat them with herbal medicine. I can treat them with homeopathy and successfully prevail with the big guns of nature.
Do you think...
So I guess I'm a real radical.
No, you're not. Not really. Context is everything. Let me ask you this. Do you think pharmaceuticals do you think pharmaceutical drugs, have any place in the practice of medicine?
Of course, the drug therapy has place, but not in chronic disease, in my experience. Chronic degenerative disease does not improve with drug therapy. All the drugs do is to maintain the patient, control the symptoms. But when you're dealing with these degenerative diseases, we're better off to go in with diet, radical changes in lifestyle, exercise programs, elimination of refined sugar, elimination of corn syrup, getting out the GMOs, getting people active. We're going to get better results than with drug therapy. Drug therapy has its best use in emergency crisis medicine. The blood pressure's gone through the roof. They've got to do something. There's a heart attack. They've got to stabilize the patient with IV therapy. There's congestive heart failure. We have to give the diuretics to push the water out to stabilize. That's its best use.
Well, Dr. Ingram, you mentioned hypertension. I just reported this morning on a study. Hypertension, or known as high blood pressure, has become increasingly prevalent among children, and it's in parallel with the obesity epidemic. In other words, there's a correlation with these kids becoming obese and their blood pressure going up. These youngsters, these are just children, have an adult disease.
Well, that's what we're saying. We're saying it's a dietary thing. So all you're doing is feeding the monster when you could correct all of that by bringing in nutritional therapy, nutritional education. These were dietitians back in 1941. These women.
Is that who they were?
They were dietitians.
So Estelle and Grace were dietitians.
It's gone. So maybe through your show we can stir up the thing.
Well, we try. We're trying to stimulate thought, provoke thinking, provoke change, provoke people. And I'm open-minded. I don't care what somebody thinks necessarily, just so they're thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
And then we'll have a conversation and maybe a little debate and try to persuade one another about this or that. But thank you for that reference. I already ordered it. I'm gonna see now for myself. You're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Cass Ingram, coast to coast.
Looking for the perfect complement to your beauty regimen? Try Form Essentials Zinnia. The finest of its kind, Zinnia offers twice as much biotin as other formulas, which has proven to unlock the vibrancy in even the dullest of hair, skin, and nails. Zinnia breaks through and rejuvenates cells internally, helping you achieve the allure of effortless beauty. Reviving your hair, skin, and nails has never been easier. This essential blend of biotin, alpha-lipoic, and hyaluronic acid, collagen, and vitamin C creates lasting enhancements to your natural good looks. Don't go on wondering. You're worth the results. This combination of ingredients can only be found in Zinnia. Pamper yourself with a proven bit of affordable luxury and start looking your best. Ask for Zinnia by name at your nearest vitamin retailer to begin your journey to restored nails, head-turning hair, and radiant skin today. For more information, visit formessentials.com.
When your alarm goes off, do you jump out of bed with excitement? Or does it take multiple alarms, a few snooze buttons, or a morning caffeine fix to get you going? These habits and daily stress cause a vicious cycle in which sleep becomes increasingly elusive. In fact, 54% of Americans report struggles to fall or stay asleep. For a better night's rest, look no further than Solace, an all-natural dietary supplement that supports healthy sleep and relaxation, so you get the rest you need to wake up clear-eyed, alert, and ready for the day. Solace has given thousands a better night's rest and the power to take back their mornings while enjoying the day ahead of them. Solace is formulated with non-addictive, scientifically proven, all-natural ingredients that support sleep and relaxation, such as melatonin, tryptophan, and 5-HTP. For more information or to order Solace, visit takesolace.com. Solace for healthy sleep naturally.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Nubian Heritage, Global Healing, Modern Wellness. BSN, Finish First. Nordic Naturals, pure and great tasting omega oils. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. A. Vogel, Europe's leading brand of herbal medicine. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for stopping by, tuning in, listening, or watching the show. 877-897-8255. You can always call. I encourage you to call. This is a listener-friendly show. We do this show because of you. It's always about the audience. Always. Dr. Cass Ingram is my guest today. Dr. Ingram, how many, off the top of your head, just real quick, crisp answers, how many books have you written?
26.
Okay. I saw an interview with you on YouTube. You were at Expo West, and a radio guy was interviewing you. I can't remember his name, and he was asking you about hempenol, this and that, and you wrote a book, and you said, I banged that out in 2 months, and you went on to say that you started taking the hempenol, and it lit up your brain, and you couldn't help yourself but finishing the book quickly.
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't understand it completely, but during that time, I was publishing a book every 6 months at best. And then I started taking the hempenol before it was even known. You know, I made my own concoction. And all I know is that my ability to handle fine, detailed tasks and writing and editing and getting on the computer and typing, and then getting back and restructuring the book was much, much more aggressive, much faster. There was better clarity, better focus, and better capacity. You know, we talked about beta-carotene and the cannabinoids, the science on it. They just saw, you know what they saw? They saw that it wasn't just repairing the brain, but there were like new brain cells forming. You know, can I confirm it? The science is showing it. You know, can we confirm it with testimonials? Maybe some people that you listen to you are taking hempenol. They're taking this high beta-carotene extract. It's because it's not just cannabis. It's cannabis with the wild oregano, supercritical, both supercritical, and that's the one that's most potent. So yeah, and you know what? I published another book in that same 90-day period. It was half done, so I cleaned up that one, and that's coming out in December.
What was the compound beta what?
Beta-carotene. Okay? Beta-carotene in the elegans worm study was the only major dietary substance that made the worm live longer by regenerating the neurological system.
For the people,
see the biggest problem we have is age-related dementia, age-related neurological degeneration.
For the listener and the viewer of the show, C. elegans, what Dr. Ingram's referring to is this organism. They've been using it in experiments, I mean, going way back, even to the 1930s when they were looking at longevity. These C. elegans are a wonderful organism to do experiments with, and that's what he's referring to.
So there's no question. They've tested everything, and it's the beta-carotene, big active ingredient terpene in cannabis, in wild oregano, in black pepper, in cloves, in rosemary, the things we've been looking at and talking about on this show. It's the big active ingredient, and it is causing the worm to live considerably longer, statistically longer. So all I know is we all are having this age-related degeneration of that neurological system.
Explain.
We have an opportunity to take a supplement that stalls that.
Okay.
But maybe something better. It's activating our system so we can be more productive.
Okay.
You see?
Explain that. I'm going to read a sentence to you. Decode it for us, okay?
Yeah.
Carotene, they're talking about beta-carotene, was shown to be selective agonist of cannabinoid receptor type 2 and to exert significant cannamimetic anti-inflammatory effects in mice, close quote. What do they mean when they say carotene was shown to be selective agonist of cannabinoid receptor type 2?
What they mean is it's precise on the cannabinoid receptor sites in the brain and the central nervous system and the immune system, the bones, the liver. It specifically goes to that receptor and activates it. It specifically goes and regenerates it, induces it. It attaches to it. It's made for it.
I see.
And it's more powerful than even the CBD. That's why the people who are moving from CBD to a crude supercritical extract are seeing immediate benefits. Don't forget, when they did the study, slight diversion, on epilepsy with 250 children, they saw only 10% get cured. Now, you don't get that with drug therapy, but they got it with the single molecule CBD.
Mm-hmm.
But when you take the crude extract so that you can get the terpenes, the carotene, and the cannabinoids, the whole food, remember diet therapy? This is part of diet therapy.
As it turns out, carotene is the compound that contributes to the spiciness of black pepper, doesn't it?
Yes, and rosemary, and the smell of oregano. Who's going to have a pizza without oregano? Who's going to have a salad without some crushed black pepper? Do we need a lot of it? We smell it. We smell it in the garden. It makes us feel good. The pepper, the rosemary, the sage, the cloves, the cinnamon, all the smell, and the smell of marijuana is carotene.
By the way, the FDA has approved carotene as a food additive.
It's a grass substance. It's not illegal. Any health food store can carry the hempenol because it's carotene supplement.
877-897-8255. You're listening to the very passionate, always incisive Dr. Cass Ingram. Never any ambiguity where he is on the planet and what line he's taking. Has that gotten you into trouble?
Yeah, well, I don't know what trouble is.
I mean, you get people that say, oh, he's just over the top. He's out there in the thin ether.
Trouble is a test where if we challenge things, we're challenging the status quo, and it's a trial to see how strong we are. If we can prevail, we've achieved something significant. So that in that respect, I'm trouble. Now, I don't even like to admit that. The other issue is it's the opposite of what has been done for 10,000 years in human history.
And that is?
All I'm doing is the same. I'm doing the same. Somebody else is doing the opposite. So they tell you can't have fat and cholesterol. You can't have saturated fat in cardiovascular disease. I'm telling you better eat saturated fat, and I've got the proof for it. You better eat the natural cholesterol that's in the eggs. You better eat the natural cholesterol that's in some organic...
Up to a point, right?
Up to what point? Did your ancestors measure whether they had...
No, they didn't have measuring cups.
Yeah. So you'd better also use the herbal medicines that ethnobotanically have been used for thousands of years.
Okay, we'll be back. We'll have the LTN health question of the day. Hempenol, North American Urban Spice.
Energy, energy, and more energy. Everyone needs it. But did you know you can get the energy you need quick through the powers of wild forest extracts? Wild chaga and birch bark were a secret source of energy and power for Russian athletes years ago, making them unbeatable. Now you too can experience real energy and power like you've never dreamed possible. Wild chaga is the world's top source of SOD, superoxide dismutase, that critical enzyme that blocks the aging process and keeps your cells healthy. Wild birch extract is the world's top source of betulin, a natural sterol needed by every cell of the body. And healthy cells mean a healthy you, and a more powerful one too. Chaga birch bark is also good for your heart, healthy cholesterol, and even helps build healthy arteries. No wonder it's known as the king of all herbs. So take your Chaga Charge tea with wild birch bark every day and Chaga Max capsules from North American Herb and Spice and get that maximum energy you need. Also available in liquid as Chago Power Drops. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
At Country Life Vitamins, we've been helping people live happy, healthy lives since 1971, and we believe integrity should always be our #1 ingredient. We are committed to this belief because you deserve high-quality nutrition, specifically crafted with the highest standards to support your health. Country Life's manufacturing facility is an NSF GMP-registered facility, as well as USDA-certified organic, so you can feel good about the products you're taking. Country Life Vitamins is also the first supplement company in the United States to have a complete line of products certified gluten-free. That's over 500 products. Country Life Vitamins' pledge of integrity is based on 5 standards: authenticity, cleanliness, freshness, consistency, and accuracy. Ask for Country Life's top-selling products, such as Coenzyme B Advanced for increased energy or Flex Able for joint health. Country Life Vitamins' commitment to ensure all of our products are pure, wholesome, gluten-free supplements full of natural goodness provides peace of mind with the knowledge you are using a brand you can trust.
Feeling tired after your meal? Occasional gas, bloating, or indigestion at inopportune times? You may have an enzyme deficiency. Did you know that many common digestive discomforts can be caused by poor digestion? When food isn't completely digested, it begins to ferment in the digestive tract, which may cause uncomfortable symptoms. Digest Gold, America's #1 selling enzyme product, offers unparalleled support for your digestive needs. It contains exclusive blends of enzymes optimized to be 3 times stronger and work more than 6 times faster than other leading digestive supplements. With just 1 capsule per meal, Digest Gold offers support to break down carbohydrates, fats, fiber, and protein. Enzymatica products are all natural, vegetarian, contain absolutely no fillers, and are vegan and kosher when possible. You'll find Digest Gold and other Enzymatica products at fine health food stores near you. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Alga Life, Algae for Life, CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Now introducing Zinnia for healthy hair, skin, and nails. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Batter up. Here's the LTN health question of the day. In keeping with the batter up theme, I reported on a study today about heavy hitters in baseball. I'm not talking about hitters with high batting averages. I'm talking about overweight and obese baseball players. Here's the question. Since 1991, researchers at Penn State University have observed and are reporting that baseball players have become overweight and obese. The question is, what percent of baseball players since 1991 have become overweight or obese? 8%? 18%? Or 80%? What do you think? Which one's the outlier there? What percent of baseball players since 1991 have become overweight or obese? 8%, 18%, or 80%? 877-897-8255. 877-897, hit the ball. Dr. Ingram, welcome back. You're up.
Yeah. No, we were just talking about that, the power of those molecules and how, through history, people. Let me give you another example. Okay, it's a slightly different one. We're talking about high blood pressure. You're talking about the pandemic. You're talking about the obesity in the children as well.
Yes.
I said that we need to go to nutrition and nutritional therapy and natural medicines and food therapy.
Yes.
Okay. I did a study in 1987 using an ethnobotanical substance so dramatic, dried sour grape from the mountains of Persia.
Dried sour grape.
All right. The Persians told me, or Iranians, they said we use for hypertension, for high cholesterol. So I took a small trial, 6 people. We put them on and it's a product now. Actually, North American has it. It's called Resvital. But it was just a bulk thing at that time. We put it in capsules for them. We gave it to them. It brought the cholesterol down to normal, and it brought the hypertension to normal. Now, I just bring this because of the simplicity of this. On the one hand, beta-carotene is approved by the FDA as a food additive.
It is.
On the other hand, who's going to not approve grapes? And yet you find this in the Bible, in the Quran, and in the ethnobotany that grapes are effective for hypertension and hypercholesterolemia, and therefore heart disease, and therefore arterial disease, and nobody's saying anything about it.
Well, you see,
not the commercial grapes. They're not going to work.
You know what happens too, Dr. Ingram? It's sort of so ironic. You know darn well in the natural products industry, for example, it's like the fashion industry in many ways. Things move in and out of trend. You remember years ago, everybody, including, no matter who it was talking about vitamin C. Remember? Back Linus Pauling Day, then it was vitamin E, and then it was this, and then it was that. And now today, it's like it's almost seasonal, right?
Yeah.
Change the season, you got to change the fashion.
It's flippant. It's not the hardcore, whole food, unprocessed, natural, complex therapy that works. It's somebody biosynthesizing ascorbic acid, and you're supposed to take 10,000 milligrams a day or, 800 IUs of vitamin E from soy. And it's not, if it doesn't work, it's a trend. If it works, it becomes a mainstay. It becomes it's fixed. And nothing's working.
The thing that I've done a number of interviews with you, and I pay attention and listen closely, and I reflect and think about what the guest has said when I'm off air. The theme that seemed that you never say it directly, but you seem to rely on first principles. Do you follow me?
Yeah, I think so.
On first principles. In other words, with respect to diet, lifestyle, biology, you always, in some form or fashion, go back to first principles. You always push back to that foundation.
It's a foundation thing.
Yeah, and I don't know if you've ever thought about it that way, but
well, I've got to look. I do take care of clients. I do take care of people. So I'm involved with the benchmark or the baseline of what's effective. I don't have time to have somebody hanging on me for 20 years. They want to know what to do. I'll put them on a program. I'll analyze their diet. I'll analyze their lifestyle. I'll tell them what corrective changes they need to make, and I'll put them on the proper supplementation because, that will reverse, correct, therapeutize their condition.
Gotcha. Let's go to Wisconsin Rapids, Wisconsin. Kay, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Kay,
thank you.
how are you today?
I'm really good.
Good. Very good.
The sun is out.
The sun is out.
Yes.
A little vitamin D out there.
Absolutely.
Well, we're very glad that you tuned into the show today. We'll give you a chance now as a reward to win a $25 supplement gift card. Since 1991, the researchers at at Penn State University have observed that since 1991, baseball players have become overweight or obese. The question is, to what extent what percentage of them have become overweight or obese since 1991? 8%, 18%, or 80%?
I'm going to say 80%.
80%. Unbelievable. Heavy hitters. Congratulations. Congratulations, Kay. You won a $25 supplement gift card. My deep appreciation for listening to the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. What do you make of that, Dr. Ingram?
Horrible. Well, it goes back to what I said, doing everything the opposite. High carbohydrates, they're instructed to go that way, and they're not doing high protein, high natural fat. They're not doing fats. They're not getting satiety. They're getting mucked up.
Yep.
GMOs. I mean, this.
Well, maybe you ought to start shipping by the barrel hempenol.
That's one therapeutic.
There you go. Hempenol from North American Urban Spice.
Well, it would help their game. I don't know about the ball game, but their game of life.
Thank you very much. You're up, batter, the game of life. Thank you so much, Dr. Ingram. We love having you on. I can always count on you to lay it out there. Thank you so much. All right. He hung up. Of course he did. Thank you for listening to the show. I'm grateful for your listenership. Take a look at Hempenol from North American Urban Spice. Why? Because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you.